Welcome to the KZGN News. Today we'll bring you news from SpaceX, Navy news, Walmart Supercenter, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
Thanks for joining us for the news. I'm Tom Whitnick, and here's news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. An unmanned SpaceX rocket carrying supplies to the International Space Station broke apart Sunday shortly after liftoff. It was a severe blow to NASA, the third cargo mission to fail in 8 months. The accident occurred about 2.5 minutes into the flight from Cape Canaveral, Florida. A billowing white cloud emerged in the sky, growing bigger and bigger, then fiery plumes shot out. Pieces of the rocket could be seen falling into the Atlantic like a fireworks display gone wrong. More than 5,200 pounds of space station cargo were on board, including the first docking port designed for future commercial crew capsules, a new spacesuit, and a water filtration system. NASA officials said they have enough supplies for the 3-person crew on board the station to last till October and still plan to send 3 more crew members up in late July. NASA likes to have a 6-month cushion of food and water, but is now down to 4 months. We're good from a food and water standpoint, said NASA's top spaceflight official. This puts added pressure on another resupply launch scheduled for Friday by Russia, its first attempt since losing the supply capsule in April. SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket shattered while traveling at 2,900 miles per hour, about 27 miles up. Everything seemed to be going well until the rocket went supersonic. Data stopped flowing from the Falcon 9 rocket about 2 minutes and 19 seconds in. Spaceflight founder and chief executive Elon Musk later said that the pressure got too high in the liquid oxygen tank of the rocket's upper stage. That's all we can say with confidence right now. The private company is in charge of the accident investigation with oversight from the Federal Aviation Administration, which licenses the flight. The Dragon capsule, which is designed to eventually carry people, still sent signals to the ground after the rocket broke apart, said SpaceX President Gwynne Shotwell. Had astronauts been on board, a still being tested abort system would have whisked them away to safety in such a mishap. SpaceX hopes to launch astronauts from U.S. soil again aboard the Falcon Dragon combination in December 2017. They still can make that target, Shotwell said. Now NASA buys seats from Russia to get astronauts to the orbiting lab. Shotwell assured reporters that the California-based company will fix the problem and get back to flight. Losing this shipment, which included the replacements for items lost in the 2 earlier failed supply flights, was a huge setback for NASA. This is a blow to us, citing the docking port, a spacesuit, and considerable scientific research that had been on board. He said there was nothing common among the 3 accidents other than its space and its difficult to go fly. In April, a Russian cargo ship spun out of control and burned up upon re-entry. And last October, an Orbital Sciences Corporation capsule was destroyed in a launch accident in Virginia. Orbital Sciences and SpaceX have NASA contracts to ship cargo. 3 failures on 3 different vehicles is unusual, but it would be even more worrisome if we had only one means of access. In addition to Friday's scheduled Russian launch, Orbital Sciences may be able to launch their supply ship at the end of this year using another company's rocket, and a Japanese resupply ship is scheduled for August. The 7 previous SpaceX supply runs, dating back to 2012, had gone exceedingly well. The 3 space station residents were watching the launch live from orbit, including astronaut Scott Kelly. He said, "Sadly, it failed. Space is hard." NASA Administrator Charles Bolden and other officials stressed that the space station crew is in no immediate trouble. The NASA Space Station program manager said the water filtration system is nearing the point where it can't function much longer, but there is still enough stored water to make it to October or so. The launch shouldn't postpone plans to send 3 more men to join the crew on July 22nd, a flight already delayed 2 months. Along with SpaceX, Boeing is also developing crew capsules for NASA. Boeing designed the new docking system that was lost on the SpaceX flight, but a second version is still available to send up, officials said. Shotwell said the first stage of the rocket seemed to work well. The company had planned to try to land the discarded booster on an ocean platform. Kelly's identical twin, Mark, A former space shuttle commander who is taking part in medical studies on the ground pointed out that SpaceX, until now, had a great record with its Falcon 9 rockets. These things happen. They will figure this out. Launch spectators lining the beaches near Cape Canaveral were confused at first by the unexpected plumes in the sky. The Air Force later warned people along the Florida coast not to handle any debris washing ashore. In Navy news, it's been reported that the Office of Personnel Management is considering changing the pay scales for employees at China Lake. This has been an ongoing problem with China Lakers not in the same pay scale as their counterparts at Point Mugu in Ventura County. The OPM is considering putting our China Lakers into the Los Angeles pay scale. This change would effectively provide local employees about a 15% pay increase. This would be good for the community in providing more disposable income to be spent locally. Congressman McCarthy has been supporting this change. He is working with OPM to get this change implemented. If anyone has any comment about this, you'll have to go to the OPM website. But the website address for this is too long for TV. This is a very long website, so go to our website to find it. Go to www.kzgn.net and click on the Facebook icon in the upper right side of the page. Or it can also be found on our KZGN discussion group Facebook. Comments need to be received by July 1st, so you have just tonight and tomorrow to make your comments. The FBI has issued a chilling but vague warning that new terror attacks may be launched against the United States in the coming days. Certain information, while not specific as to target, gives the government reason to believe that there may be additional terrorist attacks within the United States and against U.S. interests overseas over the next several days, the FBI said in a press release. This is the first formal warning issued by the FBI. The FBI has again alerted all local law enforcement to be on the highest alert, and we call on all people to immediately notify the FBI and local law enforcement of any unusual or suspicious activity, the release continued. The new warnings have been prompted by what law enforcement sources say is new intelligence. Before warning the public, the FBI had been asking federal offices, local police, and utilities to be on high alert. In one release provided to the U.S. Treasury Department, the FBI warned of the need for heightened awareness concerning the potential use of chemical, biological, and/or radiological nuclear weapons of mass destruction as a precautionary measure. Top U.S. officials said the federal government was making efforts to thwart another attack. Attorney General John Ashcroft, interviewed on ABC News Nightline Thursday, explained how agents had to be refocused on terror prevention, amounting to a new culture of prevention. So much of our efforts in the past, so many of them have been devoted to prosecution. He said, we haven't forsaken that as an objective, but our priority has to be to prevent, to curtail, to disrupt, to interrupt, to keep from happening again the kind of event that could take another 5,000 lives. The change of focus in practical terms could mean the FBI would risk running an investigation and proper, careful, full gathering of evidence for prosecution in order to try to prevent an act of terror. Stay tuned for news from City Council when we come back. Last week, KZGN received a report of a missing young lady, Amber Woolwine. She is a 16-year-old white female. She is described as being 5 foot 10 inches tall, 135 pounds, with brown blonde hair and hazel eyes. The Kern County Sheriff's Office has released an update on the missing 16-year-old juvenile who was last seen in Wolford Heights the morning of June 11th. Detectives said, based on an investigation, they believe she is traveling with 47-year-old Max Kozak, though they say that name could be an alias. The suspect vehicle is described as a white Dodge pickup with California license plate 8933MA. Video surveillance was obtained of Woolwine and Kozak taken at a shopping center in Valencia within the last 2 weeks, according to the Kern County Sheriff's Office. The photos reveal that Woolwine's hair has been colored dark and that Kozak has grown a goatee. Kozak is 6 feet tall and about 180 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If anyone has information on this case, they are asked to call the Sheriff's Office at 661-861-3110 or seek a witness at 661-322-4040 or any police department. The phone number for the Ridgecrest Police is 760-499-5100. Let's help locate this young lady. Remember the descriptions and call police immediately if you spot either of them. Next week, the City Council will hold their regular meeting on July 1st. Their agenda includes the following items. On the consent calendar, the Council will consider the following items. Adopting a resolution approving contract change order number 27 with the contractor, Griffith Company, for the West Ridgecrest Boulevard project, and authorizing the city manager to sign the notice of completion, authorizing the city clerk to file the notice of completion, and authorizing the city engineer, Lauren Culp, to sign process payment number 11, the release of retention after recordation of the notice of completion. The contractor, Griffith Company, has finished the project that consisted of road reconstruction and rehabilitation of both lanes, east and westbound, on West Ridgecrest Boulevard, between South China Lake Boulevard and Down Street. The City Council awarded a contract to Griffith Company on March 19, 2014, in the amount of $5.5 million. The final contract amount included all change orders and is $5.7 million, with the work being completed and with the exception of retention of the amount of $289,000. The contractor, Griffith Company, has been paid in full. The construction project was fully funded by Federal Highway Administration funds, and the project was completed in December 15, 2014. Then, in support of new Walmart Supercenter project, they'll consider adopting a resolution to approve the professional service agreement with the firm of Wildan Engineering for the Super Walmart construction project, and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement, contingent upon the city attorney's review and approval. The City of Ridgecrest requires the services of an engineering consulting firm to provide construction management, geotechnical, and inspection services for the Super Walmart construction project. The proposed services are on a time and materials basis. Kimley Horn and Associates is the engineer of record for the design and as-built construction certification of the Walmart off-site public improvements. Walmart hires a third-party consultant that will be responsible for the daily construction management, geotechnical testing, and inspection services of the work. Wildan will be providing a technical oversight role, protecting the city's interest for compliance with the approved plans and city standards. Wildan Engineering proposed fee to complete the scope of the work is $181,000, which will be funded from Walmart's inspection fee deposited with the city. Staff recommends that the City Council approves this professional service agreement. Tomorrow I'll finish up the agenda items, so tune in tomorrow evening. Last week at the Kern County Supervisors meeting, they voted to ban all fireworks from county parks. This includes safe and sane fireworks. This ordinance is in effect immediately. This does not apply to professional permitted fireworks displays. The County Parks Department cited fires started in parks in previous years. They had 2 parks catch fire in the Bakersfield area and 1 catch fire in Tehachapi last year. Their big concern this year is they have even cut back watering parks much more, leaving parks drier than ever before. The penalty for using fireworks in a prohibited area is a $500 fine, 6 months in jail, or both. Safe and sane fireworks are now on sale. Parents need to make sure and supervise their children's use of these fireworks and don't set them off in county parks. Now, in KZGN's continuous effort to provide news and information you've asked for, here are today's local gas prices. Well, I'm happy to report that since last Friday, prices locally and abroad are steady or slightly down. As of this morning, Ridgecrest is ranging from $3.25 to $3.89. Lancaster is ranging from $3.27 to $3.69. The LA Valley area, $3.27 to $3.47, and the Bishop area, $3.62 to $3.83. We have 2 stations at the $3.25 figure and 3 stations coming in at the $3.27 figure. One Stop and USA are at the $3.25 per gallon figure. Tune in with us Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for updates. We at KZGN always suggest you shop locally to support our local economy. Remember, when you pay any sales tax out of town, you are helping those cities pave their streets instead of here. Stay tuned for weather and sports after the break. Thanks for staying with us. Let's go to Keith for the weather.
Thank you, Tom. From the National Weather Service, a few severe thunderstorms over the western Great Lakes states and over the middle Ohio Valley. The strongest storms will produce damaging winds, large hail, possibility of isolated tornado or 2 over the Ohio River Valley. Otherwise, very hot weather and wildfire concerns will continue. Temperatures across the nation. Carolinas came in at 83, Arkansas 84, Kansas 82, North Dakota 80 degrees, Montana 79, Utah 91, Arizona 95, and Los Angeles came in at 73. For us locally here in the IWV, tonight a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms with a low around 80 degrees, south wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny and hot with a high near 108, calm wind 5 miles per hour. Tuesday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy with a low around 82, south wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny and hot with a high near 110, south wind 5 miles per hour. Wednesday night, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, low around 82, south-southwest wind 10 miles per hour. And Thursday, 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high near 106, west wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. And on Thursday night, again, 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy with a low around 77, west-southwest wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. And that is a look at your forecast for the IWV for the week. Now back to Tom and the rest of your KZGN news.
Thanks, Keith. Let's go to Tom Heck for sports.
And a very pleasant Monday afternoon. Let's start with the NBA. LeBron James has decided he will opt out of his contract in Cleveland. Now, Kevin Love last week said he was going to do the same thing. However, the way things are gone, they have raised the bar for the salary cap. That means that if you opt out, you can re-sign and probably get $2 to $5 more million on top of the millions you already have. Now, in Love's case, he's been offered an additional $2 million if he'll stay in Cleveland. And I'm sure LeBron, they'll sell the island they have off the Pacific to get him back. He pretty much was the franchise through the playoffs and most of the season. So we'll have to see what happens. A lot of interesting things out there. They might try to trade Kevin Love somewhere. A lot of unhappy people around the NBA. Why, I don't know. But a lot of unhappy millionaires out there, including DeMarcus Aldridge of the Portland Trail Blazers. He wants out of there, and he's a franchise player. Talk is maybe Kevin Love will get traded for Aldridge. We'll wait and see. All right, baseball this weekend. Let's talk about the Dodgers. They take 2 of 3 down in Florida. They beat the Marlins 2-0 on Sunday. Now the Marlins without Stanton, he's gone for another 3 to 4 weeks. He had surgery on his hand. The Dodgers now 9 games over 500. They're 1 game in front of San Francisco. The Dodgers tonight will hit the road. They'll play in the desert 3 games against the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers took 2 of 3 against Arizona 2 weeks ago at Chavez Ravine in L.A. All right, Washington takes 2 of 3 of the Phillies this past weekend. Washington now has won 6 of 8 games, playing a little bit better. Arizona 6, San Diego 4. Well, getting rid of Bud Black has done no good whatsoever. Since they got rid of Bud Black, the team has won 2 games. They're 2-8. So, Bud Black, not the difference in San Diego. Hitting the baseball, the big difference in San Diego. Their team batting average, the last 2 weeks, about 202. And if you're a baseball fan, that's not very good. All right, cross country good, baseball no good. Kansas City, they sweep Oakland 5-3. Now the A's under Bob Melvin have had a very good last couple weeks. They actually had won 8 of 10 games before coming in with the Kansas City Royals. The Royals, though, playing very well. They're leading the Central Division of the American League by 3 full games. All right, let's talk about Milwaukee. Finally starting to win a few games. They beat the Twins 5-3. They take 2 of 3 from Minnesota. And Houston splits with their 4 games with the Yankees. They beat the Yanks 3-1 yesterday down in Houston. Now the Yankees will get on a plane and fly to Anaheim. They'll play the Angels 3 straight games starting tonight in Anaheim. I think we're going to see C.J. Wilson either tonight or Tuesday, depending on how the rotation goes, and his arm soreness is also. But the Angels are now 2 games over 500 as they win again. They beat Seattle by a score of 3-2. They win in 10 innings on Sunday. The Angels now have won 4 of their last 5 games. They beat Houston 2 of 3 games last week, and they've had 2 walk-off wins over their last 4 games. So now let's see if the Angels can get on a roll. The Angels 4 games behind Houston as they start play on Monday. Atlanta beats Pittsburgh 2-1. The Pirates 10 games over 500. However, they are still 8 games behind the Cardinals in the Central Division of the National League. Boy, the Cardinals, even without Adam Wainwright, are playing very good baseball. The Mets, and we're going to have J.C. Meyerholz on our show probably tomorrow night. The New York Mets, and he'll talk about that. They defeat the Reds 7-2. The Mets now have won 3 straight. The Mets at one time were 9 games over 500. They went on a losing streak, ended up a game under 500, and now starting to play good baseball again. The Tampa Bay Rays, who were 6 games over 500 last week, are now only 3 games over 500 as they lose 2 of 3 to Boston. And Texas, who was playing great baseball up until about 4 or 5 days ago, the Rangers had won 8 of 9 games, but now they have lost 4 of their last 5 games. So a lot of teams up and down, a lot of parity. Going to be a fun baseball season all-star game in about a week and a half. That's your sports for this Monday. Tom Heck for KZGN.
So that's some news for today. All of us at KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. Well, thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Now I'll close out with an extreme motorcycle video. This one is a total shocker. It'll have you on the edge of your seats. Coming up right after the video will be Ridgecrest Talk.